the world is suffering, no question about that. The sports world as well. You know, not only are we stuck in quarantine, but there's no NBA basketball, no professional sports going on for the most part right now. The guy joining us on the line right now, basketball was a huge part and still is a huge part of his life. A Las Vegas local. He played his high school basketball here. He had a tremendous college career at the University of Tennessee. He played in the NBA for the Warriors, the Bulls, the Nets, the Pacers, the Magic. I mean, really an illustrious career. And now he has a new book out. He also is supporting Eating Better with his healthy vending machines that he's supporting in his second book called CJ's Big Project. Joining us on the line right now, CJ Watson. CJ, thanks so much for being here. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
As good as we can under the circumstances,
yeah, exactly.
CJ. I mean, I would imagine, you know, you have a lot of friends that are probably currently still playing the NBA or maybe have retired. How's everybody holding up? I mean, I would imagine you talk to a lot of these people on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think just people are just trying to do the best they can. I think number one is everyone's health, staying safe and healthy, and just really trying to just find something to do in all this free time that everyone's getting.
As a professional athlete, how do you stay in shape? How do you stay in game shape during a situation like this? And do you agree with some that say if you start the season too soon, even without fans, the product won't be very good? Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree. I think it's going to take some time. It's going to take guys maybe at least a month to get back in shape and get back to game shape, because game shape is real different from just working out at your house or doing some Peloton bike workouts, something like that. But it's way different than being in game shape and running up and down the court and taking the pounding that you take every night during the game.
Sure, I totally get that. I mean, what's your opinion? I mean, it's just an opinion, right? We don't know for sure where this virus is going to take us, but do you think that we will even see the NBA playoffs, let alone an NBA season this year?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I try to take it day by day, but if I would say no. This will be probably the end of the season, and we'll probably start it up again maybe October. But you never know what could happen. Things could turn around fast, and things could get better, and we can have some basketball maybe June or July, and maybe the playoffs. So you never know.
No question. I know these are all depressing questions. I have to ask you one more, CJ, and then we'll get to your book, of course, and get to your career a little bit. But you know, you played against Kobe Bryant. I would imagine you knew Kobe Bryant. What can you tell us about him, and maybe any stories you have being on the court with him?
He was just a great competitor. He was a guy that I looked up to being in high school, and then when I got to the NBA, he was just like surreal playing with him on the same court. And just every time we played against him, just the way he took over games and just from off the court kind of stuff, just the way he inspired people, athletes like myself, guys who never played with him, but it also inspired just normal people every day, guys who went to work every day, and just inspired them to be better and be a better person each and every day. And I think that's what he brought to life.
Being a competitor against Kobe, did he ever trash talk you? Did he ever say something to you, or maybe one of your teammates that you remember as something that you would remember on the court that you could share with us?
Yeah, one time he was arguing back and forth with one of my teammates. Like, I won't say his name, but the guy in particular that I'm talking about always thought that he was better than Kobe, and Kobe let him know. And then, but this guy, he got a couple technical fouls and just took himself out of the game, which is pretty funny. And this shows how Kobe always stays composed and never gets rattled, but he also just displays his greatness at all times.
That's awesome. I mean, he gets something in his head so badly that he gets thrown out of the game. It sounds to me a little bit like the Reggie Miller, John Starks situation.
I just think it's funny that somebody thought they were better. Are you talking about a two guard? What position did this player play, CJ?
Yeah, he was definitely a two guard. But
he was a two guard. Wow.
Kobe, but at the end of the day, the refs are not going to throw Kobe out the game. And then, granted, this was a preseason game.
A preseason game, Kobe getting in someone's head so bad that the guy gets thrown out of the game. Oh, that is awesome. If you're just joining us, we're speaking with CJ Watson. Great basketball career, but it started here, right, CJ? It started here. You're a Las Vegas local. It started here. You grew up here. You played your high school basketball here. What are your memories of playing high school ball here? And at what point, at what age did you say to yourself, and were people saying to you, whoa, I might be able to make a lot of money and be very successful playing the game of basketball?
Funny thing is, I never really thought about playing in the NBA until I got to college, or like maybe my second or third year after college. But growing up here in Vegas, it was great. I mean, we played basketball just to stay out of trouble growing up in the inner city, and just really just played because I was good at it. I wasn't always the best, but I always worked hard and wanted to be the best. So I think that's what separated me from many of my other peers just growing up.
Yeah, that's incredible because you're saying, there are a lot of other guys that you play with that maybe had more talent than you, but because of your work ethic and the work that you put on the floor, that's how you earned minutes and that's how you became an NBA player. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, my high school career started out kind of shaky. I didn't play my freshman year. I got hurt, so sat out the whole year. And then my sophomore year, came back, worked hard, was a big contributor on a state championship team. And then after that, just took off from there and just really wanted to be the best in the state, best in the city, and wanted to win state championships because I knew that's what really propelled you to be one of the best ever.
Sure, no question. All right, so CJ, let's talk a little bit about, I know you're really in support of kids eating better, adults eating better, health-wise, and you've been in terrific shape your entire life. And I'll be the first one to admit, you'll never see me on the front of Fitness Magazine. I eat crap all the time. And these vending machines, right? These vending machines that I see, whenever I see a vending machine, CJ, I get the worst thing. I'm not buying a granola bar. I'm not buying something healthy. I'm usually getting soda, which is like death, buying the soda with all the sugar in it. And I'm usually getting a candy bar. I like the Butterfingers. So you're supporting eating better with these healthy vending machines.
Hey, thanks for that detail.
I'm sorry.
I needed that.
I'm just being honest with CJ. I'm fat and I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting. I mean, it's terrible. I can't even take my shirt off in front of men, let alone women. It's terrible. That's too much information for you, CJ. But you're supporting these eating better, healthy vending machines. Can you talk to me a little bit about this? Because I think this is I love this idea, and I think it really will help a lot of people.
Yeah, me and my wife decided to start these healthy vending machines. Wanted to give people a different option to eating healthier, especially on the go. That's what vending machines are for. And I've always been in the habit of trying to eat healthy, especially with playing in the NBA and playing basketball and trying to stay in shape. And we just want to give the same option to everyday working people to eat healthy, because a lot of these things that we're eating are killing us day by day. And I know a lot of my family members personally are dying from diabetes and things like that. And I don't want to to die from that same thing. So I want to eat healthy and have a longer life and just really just be a spokesperson for it.
So can you tell us what is in these vending machines exactly, and where can you see them?
We have different things, and depends on the different location. One of our locations has seaweed in it. Granted, everyone doesn't eat seaweed, but some people do like it, and some people are vegan and like to do stuff like that. Most of the drinks that we have in there are maybe like a vitamin water or an orange juice or a water that has a flavor but no sugar. And then different locations that we have. One we have in Animal Hospital, another one storage location, and another one we have in the Wynn Design Building. And we're trying to get them like into schools and places like that, just so we can get kids to eat healthier and think about eating healthier at an earlier age. So when they're 30, 40, 20, they can do the same thing when they get older.
Are there anything you can heat up, or is it all cold in these machines?
Yes, we can heat some stuff up. We have like a tuna. It's called the Smart Mart, which is an extra side addition to the vending machine. We put pastas in there. We put oatmeal. We put mac and cheese in there.
Wow.
All kind of stuff. So whatever that can be vended, we can put it in there.
So in addition to being an entrepreneur and a basketball player, you have been compared as early as 2014 to Morgan Freeman for your silky smooth voice. And you discussed wanting to do voiceovers for companies. Did that ever happen?
Yeah, it did. I recorded my demo, and I haven't really been as diligent with it as I want to, but I did book a job my first time doing a voiceover recording, and which was very shocking to me and to my person who helped me find the jobs. So he said that's very rarely for someone to submit their first voiceover and then get a job for it. So I think I got kind of big-headed because I got my first job. I just stopped doing it for a while, but I should pick it back up since I have a lot of free time now.
CJ, I am going to put you on the spot right now. I don't want you to introduce Donald Trump because I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I don't want to make it political. But if you are a fan or were a fan of Barack Obama, can you give me a little bit of voiceover and pretend like you are introducing the President of the United States, Barack Obama, in Las Vegas? Can you give us a little bit of that silky smooth voice?
Let me see if I can try it. Today we have a a great man, former president, 44th president, very endearing family man, speaks great, very positive, and here's our president, former President Barack Obama.
I like it.
Well done.
I like it.
That
Pretty
was
soon
on the fly.
Right.
That was pretty good. That sounded a little bit like Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman. I like that. So, CJ, you wrote out your first book was CJ's Big Dream. It got great reviews. It was an Amazon bestseller. Now you have a new book that'll be released. I believe it was already released in March of this year on Amazon and Kindle called CJ's Big Project. Can you tell me a little bit about this book?
Yeah, CJ's Big Project is a book about my life story. This particular book is about education and teaching kids that you do have to have good grades to play, and that was a big a message in my house. That if I don't have the grades to play, then I can't play basketball. And so this book is talking about kids making sure they keep their grades straight and get them straight, and then you can be able to play sports or whatever it is you wanted to do.
That is awesome. People are going to have to pick up that book. Well, CJ, you certainly are. I mean this wholeheartedly, a great role model for a lot of young kids, the way you've lived your life. You're a family man, and now, of course, with your businesses, and you're really helping out a lot of people, and Las Vegas is lucky to have you here. So, CJ Watson, we really do appreciate you taking some time to join us, and maybe some point down the road you can come in studio when all this crap is over with. But before I let you go, how are you spending your days during this coronavirus pandemic in quarantine? Like, what are you doing to pass time? I'm just curious.
I'm doing a lot of cleaning up around the house that I said I was going to do, then I always just put it off because I said I didn't have enough time.
That's me too.
So stuff like that, taking my dog on a walk, playing with the kids, making sure they're getting their homework done. My 3-year-old has like Zoom calls every other day, so got to make sure she's on a Zoom call and doing her homework and stuff like that. So that's pretty much about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, CJ. Well, listen, we really do appreciate your time and look forward to catching up with you down the road, CJ. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, CJ.
CJ Watson, great guy, very intelligent, and great NBA career. He's right. He's right on one thing, by the way, because I remember watching him play in college for Tennessee. Wasn't always the fastest, wasn't the strongest, wasn't the best scorer. But the man, he was kind of like a Dellavedova. Remember that kid who played for St. Mary's?
Better athlete.
But similar in a sense that the hard work.
He averaged 8 points a game and a couple of assists. He had a long, I'm sure he made $30-40 million playing in the NBA. He was always a very solid basketball. But it's cool. What he's trying to do is he's trying to do positive things for those who are thinking about being basketball players or who want to get their health under control. So it's very cool what he's doing.
Basically, he's the opposite of a NASCAR driver that throws out racial slurs.
Hey, who do you think that two guard was? Because he played for the Pacers, he played for the Bulls, he played for the Warriors. Was it Monta Ellis when he played for the Warriors?
It can't be. No, it can't be.
Well, who was it for the? I mean, it wasn't Oladipo because he wasn't a Pacer.
Someone
at
who
that
thought
time.
they were better than Kobe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, who could you name?
He played for the Magic.
He played for the Warriors 2008 to 2010. I can't name anybody on the Warriors.
Monta Ellis.
No way. It can't be Ellis. That's just absurd. I mean, I guess you never know. Then he played for the Bulls 2010 to 2012. I can't think of anybody that was a two-guard.
Derrick Rose was the point guard.
There might have been a time where Derrick Rose, when he was healthy, might have had that attitude. But I doubt it. But it's possible because Derrick Rose was really good coming out of college.
But he said he was a two-guard.
Yeah, Derrick Rose was the point, right? I don't know.
Orlando, Pacers, Bulls, and
the Brooklyn
Warriors.
Nets. Yeah. Well, Orlando Magic 2015 to I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm stumped on that one. You know, we're gonna have to ask him off the air who he's talking.
Yeah, because I can't think of anybody that actually have that.
When I think of the guys who might have made that claim, it could have been a Kyrie Irving, obviously LeBron James at one point in his career. Those are the type of guys that I think of, or Kawhi Leonard. But Leonard would never say something like that. But I'm thinking of the top players in the game that might have made a statement like that. And I think it's nuts when you think of the teams that he played on, who that could have been. But I'm glad Kobe lit him up and he got 2 technicals and he got thrown out of the game in a preseason game. That's hilarious. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We really do appreciate C.J. Watson taking his time to join us. Great guy. Take a quick break. And when we come back, it's time for some on the show, their favorite segment. I don't know if it's my favorite segment, but it is the hate mail segment of the day. And if you're on our YouTube page right now, which is the Vegas Take page, if you see something that you'd like me to talk about in my apartment, because we've had some requests because I have a lot of memorabilia, signed memorabilia and stuff in my apartment. If you see an item and you'd like me to talk about it on the show, I will be glad to do so coming up next as well. Just leave that comment on the YouTube page right now, the Vegas Take. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this with Hate Mail. You're listening to the Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.